Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sumaya Malik and I will be your presenter for today's event. Honorable Sayyid Irfan Ali Sahab, dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizers, Solutions Inc., I welcome you all to the 5th edition of Pakistan CIO Summit and the 3rd IT Showcase Pakistan 2017. The theme for this year's event is Solutions for Tomorrow, Agility for Digital Enterprise. The dual events are widely considered to be the biggest amalgamation of the CIOs, IT heads, IT professionals, policymakers, and decision makers in the IT industry of Pakistan. It is supported by all the relevant trade bodies, government departments, academia, and forums of Pakistan. The platinum sponsor for the 5th Pakistan CIO Summit and the 3rd IT Showcase Pakistan is PTCL, while GBM, the gold partners of IBM, are the gold sponsor. ArcPoint Technologies and Rapid Compute are the session sponsors. Sophos, C-Square Consulting, YaClick, and Allied Bank of Pakistan are the event co-sponsors. eCreators is the strategic partner for this event. PSEB Ministry of IT and Telecom, Pakistan Software Houses Association, ISACA Karachi Chapter, Pakistan Cyber Security Association, Pakistan Information Security Association, and Open Karachi are the supporters of the event, while FAST National University, PAF KEET, and IoBM are the knowledge partners of today's event. First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Syed Irfan Hyder Sahab, the Dean CBM and CES IoBM, for the welcome note speech. Please welcome Dr. Irfan Hyder Sahab. Good morning.
It's always an honor and a pleasure to be here. I've been here now all the times that this summit has been here, and I'm honored to be here. Today's topic is really important. We are talking about agility, we are talking about physical fitness, we are talking about maneuvers that become possible through agility. An agile athlete is the one that you typically see during the Olympics, during the World Cup soccer finals. Those are the agile people who have the ability to twist, turn, tumble, and make all those kinds of maneuvers which are so exciting to watch. But how do we make our huge organizations tumble, twist, turn, and make somersaults and reverse flips and do the things that a player like Zidane does or a player like Carlos does? And this is the topic for today, because survival today, as has been the case for the last 20-30 years, is becoming more and more competitive. The forces of change have and are reducing the time available to respond. We are talking about nimble organizations, we are talking about agile organizations, we are talking about companies like Intel, which did way back in 1985, that their main business used to be memory, and they flipped and turned their small, tiny bit processor division into their main business and went out of their basic business. We are talking about the agility that people like Steve Jobs exhibited. Developed a company, moved to, and when was thrown out of that company, Apple, He went and established Next, a reliability and reliable company, Next. And from there he moved into animations, and from there to Disney, and from there back to Apple, and then transformed that Apple company into something that actually led a company like Nokia to fail. And that's the type of the companies that we need to avoid. I recall vividly, a year before the demise of Nokia, this Baloch colony bypass with each pole bearing the word QWERTY. They were insisting on a QWERTY keyboard a year before their demise, and they could not foresee what the smartphones are doing. So we have seen Apple moving from iPhone to iPad and iTunes and all those things. And now recently it has taken them quite some time. It's one of the late entrants. After 30 companies already entering into driverless cars, it was just announced a few days ago that Apple has also gotten the license in California for testing these driverless cars. So if Google can make a car, then why not Apple? A search company can make a car, then why not a company like Apple? So the likes of Nokia, the like of Britannica, the likes of Kodak cannot survive. Those who cannot see the writing on the wall, who cannot preempt the movement of the technology. And what we need are organizations that are nimble, that can think out of the box. For instance, I will point to a few more things. Can there be a company which has no employees? Can there be a company which is doing value addition, but the people who do that value addition do it for free? Can we think of a company without a supply chain? Can we visualize a company that totally depends upon partners and still delivers value? These are the types of flips that a company needs to do, continuously trying to redefine who they are. How many of you guessed about the company that makes that people are doing value addition for free? We are all doing by playing onto the Facebook. We have made that company into a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know, $30-40 billion, and I don't know what the actual worth is. But who is doing the value addition for that company? People are doing it for free. So those are the type of the models that we need to think about. What processes are going to be performed inside by my employees? So insisting that I am going to do everything myself is the old thinking. Insisting that all the silos will be owned by me. The finance would be me, the operations would be me, the marketing would be done by me. No. Today these things can be done by virtually anyone. And those are the type of things that these agile companies are thinking in those terms. So we need to be questioning. So there is a segment today, and a very interesting segment on enterprise agility. And that's the thing that enterprise agility needs to be considering. Can we move a division into something else? Can we do a somersault as Microsoft did when confronted with Netscape rise of the stock from 10 to 90? I still recall that the next day Bill Gates goes, and there's this huge division with 2,000 employees, and he tells them all to clear your workspace. Whatever you are doing, throw it away. And from today you will only eat, drink and work on internet. And within 6 months, Internet Explorer was out. And the packages that were there, that's the type of nimbleness that is required. The type of nimbleness that IBM actually exhibited when it was being mentioned, and that famous book, How to Make the Elephants Dance. That's what agility is. But how do you make it possible? How do you enable an organization to do this flip, to do this turn, to do this somersault, to just let off a limb and attach another limb? How do you make all sorts of mutants, if you will? And the organizations of today are the mutants, the teenage mutant ninja turtle. Recall that analogy. And that's the type of mutations these organizations need to do. And of course, these cannot be made possible without the important role of the technology. So, what I would welcome you to appreciate today in these wonderful talks that have been organized for you here, these possibilities of an organization turning around so quickly with the help of these technologies. So the whole paradigm of working, how does that change? How the paradigm of security is going to change. For instance, it's just out how NSA has made even the SWIFT protocol and the SWIFT servers are vulnerable. Which brings me to a very important point, because there is a session today on security and agility. We can no longer think of giving or using an alien platform. An alien platform will always be vulnerable. And that's the huge challenge. Because whatever security you will make, of course that security you will be buying from other powers. And those powers have the ability to infiltrate. We don't know what code is there. We don't know what Trojans are there. We don't know what trapdoors are there. So, to me, a bigger challenge in the space of cybersecurity today in Pakistan is that if we have to safeguard our security, we have to do something what China did. I think we cannot afford to give our platforms and use alien platforms. They are all pregnated with because by playing on Facebook, we are adding value to some other company. Why not add value to our own company? Now that the government is offering so many services. We have the stamp paper service now available via internet, at least in Punjab. We have the property data available on there. We have the passport. We have the ID card, and we have all these services now which are becoming available. And these services can be integrated with the platform software, which you have to install before you can use these services. And that's how the government can actually wean away the population, which we very gladly, we are so glad that we have provided internet to every nook and corner of the country. But we do not understand that this provision of this nook and corner, these services, who is benefiting? So when Uber is gaining, when Kareem is gaining, our poor taxi driver is suffering. And if you see the safeguards that they have put in place in USA and other countries, you will realize what we are doing. So the people over here, and I'm pleased to know that there will be an cyber security association And those are the type of things that we should be looking at. And I believe it is important in this agile world to be dependent upon technology, but not be dependent upon powers that do not want us to succeed. And it is very clear. The distinctions is becoming very, very clear. You see, and so the role of IT in this agile environment where countries' future depend upon it, where the company's future depend upon it, where our growth depends upon it, is in your hands, in the hands of the IT experts, in the hands of people who are advising the chief executives and the senior executives of companies. See how the nimbleness of fintech is taking us. And so there is a wonderful talk on blockchains and the technologies that enable these blockchains. But who is going to gain from these blockchains? And that is very important. We need not become... so that's actually a challenge for our IT people. And I think I would... so in sum total, we are looking at agility, we are looking at the nimbleness that our organizations can exhibit. And this nimbleness will only come through the enablement of technology and having a force that can help us in designing innovative solutions and giving creative ideas for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sahab.